abruptly on the 25th of February ended when 8 convicts received sentence of death. 33 were ordered to be transported.
Come all you young men of learning, and a warning take by me. I would have you quit night walking and shun bad company. I would have you quit night walking, or else you'll rue the day. You'll rue your transportation, lads, when you're bound for Botany Bay.
June the 1st, the transport vessels carrying the convicts cast anchor at Botany Bay. 2 officers put to shore. The natives, on seeing them, set up a yell. Commodore Phillips laid his musket on the ground and held out presents of beads, necklaces, and other trifles, whereupon they burst with laughter and ran hallooing into the woods.
The number of colonists are 212 military, 565 men convicts, 192 women, and 18 children.
The country is finely wooded, the grass in the swamps strong and luxuriant, fit for horses and cows. The only quadruped is the kangaroo, which at its birth is not bigger than a mouse, yet grows to a length of 7 foot 3 inches, with a tail 3 feet 4.5 inches long. Liverpool, vessels sailed for Africa. Ship Neptune. Master T. Molyneux. Where bound? Congo. Owners, Batcliffe. Number of slaves, 125.
The slaves have a silver collar round their necks as broad and strong as that worn by a mastiff. And on each wrist are handcuffs equal in size and strength to the neck yoke, so that the poor fellows are bound like condemned prisoners.
Here in chains, poor black man lying, put so high they on us stand. Oh, with heat and smell we're dying, 'twas not thus in Negro land. There we've room and air and freedom, there our little dwellings stand. Families and rice to feed them, oh, I weep for Negro land.
15 days out to sea, a tremendous squall arose, and the slaves were mostly thrown on the lee side of the ship, where they lay heaped on top of each other. Their fetters rendered them helpless, and it was found that 15 of them were smothered or crushed to death. The captain was considerably vexed at the sudden loss of some $5,000 or $6,000.
The king began his address to the Estates General with these words.
I convene you as the common father of my people, and I do it as defender of my country's laws.
The nobles and the clergy shouted, Vive le roi, but the commons remained in profound silence and would not quit the hall.
Paris, June the 23rd. Everything is now in the most violent fermentation. An immense multitude assembled at 9 o'clock and forced their way into the inner court of the Palace of Versailles with loud and menacing cries. The palace guards, amounting to 4,000 men, refused to obey the king's orders and declared themselves to be soldiers of the nation. When ordered to fire, they refused to draw a trigger on their countrymen.
Newmarket. The Prince of Wales's horse Gunpowder is running at 2-1 against.
At Lord's Ground, Marylebone, Essex beat the gentlemen of the Marylebone Club by 102 notches.
On Wimbledon Common, there was a prize fight between Tyner Taylor and a Tin Man. Master Tyne was a hero who killed his antagonist for the diversion of last summer's visitors at Brighton.
To the Gentleman's Magazine. I, sir, am a person who inhabits a house next door to which there is an ale house with a skittle ground, frequented by the idle and ragged of every description. Among these I have often observed women, and I am sorry to say that women skittle players have excelled the men in every horrid accomplishment, particularly in swearing, fighting, and obscenity.
Saturday, the 11th of July, the populace attacked the guard at the Palace Royal and cut some of the officers to pieces.
On Sunday the 12th, troops from the provinces began to join the people whom they had been brought in to overwhelm. On Monday the 13th, every gunmaker's shop was emptied, and all persons who had firelocks readily brought them in. On Tuesday, July the 14th, a body of 20,000 citizens, headed by the French guards, attacked the Hôtel des Invalides and seized 52,000 muskets, together with cannon and ammunition. On the other side of the town, the fortress of the Bastille was attacked and cannonaded for 3 hours. At last, a breach was made, and the governor and the Prince de Montmorency were taken prisoner. After a short trial, they were executed, their heads being cut off and paraded through the streets. The mob has risen to a degree of ferocity never seen in the history of France.
July the 14th, Weymouth. Their Majesties arrived at about 4 o'clock and appeared to be delighted with the charming situation.
15th of July. His Majesty, after bathing in the morning, walked on the terrace for 2 hours.
July the 16th. This morning His Majesty walked on the beach to see the fishermen drag their nets, which were filled with blubberfish. Curious to view, though horribly ugly. His Majesty expressed much surprise at seeing them. Joseph Guillotin. My victim will feel nothing but a slight sense of refreshing coolness on the neck.
Long live great guillotine, who shaves the heads so clean of king and queen.
Royal Circus, St. George's Field.
One of the grandest and most interesting spectacles that have ever engaged the
Feelings of mankind, the fall
Of the Bastille.
The destruction of the Bastille, including the firing of guns and
the
the...
bayoneting of the foes to liberty
one of the grandest
And most extraordinary entertainments.
that has ever appeared.
Ye lasses and lads, prepare for good cheer, since Christmas cometh but once in the year. Come all my good masters who stand around me here, come purchase my song, for I'm sure 'tis not dear. Then your poor ballad singer may taste good cheer. Cold we are, hard our fare, money rare, and I wish you all well and a happy new year.